Just another brother with another humble question. Just another brother with another humble question.
Welcome to A Brother with Questions. I am your host, B. Period. Man, I appreciate you for joining me. Before I get going here, let me ask you to like and subscribe to the channel. Just hit that little notification button down there. Boom, hit that subscribe button, and then comment and share. Tell the people what you think about my about these videos. But we're gonna dive in, man. It happened. It happened a couple of days ago. First presidential debate of 2024. And wow, I mean, that's wow. Wow. I don't, wow. So to kind of sum it up, I saw some clips and that I thought really hit home on the presidential debate. And so I'm going to share some clips and then I'll drop some comments at the end here. But we're going to start with two clips that I saw from Joy Reid. Two clips that I saw from Joy Reid. We're going to start with this one right here.
I, too, was on the phone throughout much of the debate with Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. President Biden had one job tonight. He needed to settle Democrats. Democrats, you know, they always talk about Democrats are bedwetters and Democrats are always panicking. Yes, Democrats are always panicking. They're always scared, right? They're always thinking they're going to lose. Like Democrats are very pessimistic. This is just neurotic. Who they are. They're neurotic. But Joe Biden's job was to reassure them tonight. His job was to calm his party, to make them feel that, yes, I can do this. I have 4 more years in me. I have the ability and the strength to do 4 more years. He did not do that. I, too, was on the phone.
So that's the first clip. I knew there was a problem when I turned and saw a clip of Joy Reid saying anything but praising President Biden. I was like, are you kidding me? Oh, this is for real. This is for real. Check this one out. This is also a Joy Reid clip. Let's see what she had to say here.
The president is an avatar for the American people. Right. And the American people have a very high opinion of themselves. The American people think of themselves, this country invented the concept of the superhero for a reason. Because the American people think we're Captain America. They think we're strong, they think we're robust, and they want their president to look that way. If William Howard Taft had lived in an era where they saw pictures of the president, he wouldn't have been the president. Mm-hmm. Americans want the president to represent them in the world in a certain way that has vigor, that has strength. Al Gore was a brilliant man, an excellent decision maker, made excellent decisions as vice president. Americans didn't care. They wanted the guy they thought was cooler. That's just real talk about Americans and about American voters. And so to your point, Joe Biden, yes, you can look at his record and it is factually one of the best records of any modern president. It is a top 10 president's record. But you can't become president again when America looks at you and that avatar to them looks broken.
There it is again. Two clips from Joy Reid acknowledging the ineptitude of what President Biden sounded like at that debate. When I saw that, I was like, oh, he is in trouble. His own party is like, you know, you see she got all kind of compliments about his administration. I think it's very debatable whether or not he's a top 10 modern president. I mean, has she ever met a Democrat in the modern era that wasn't a top 10 president? But whatever. On a side note, can we just clap for a second? Joy Reid has got rid of the blonde wig, and she still went blonde. That's cool. But she's got rid of the blonde wig and this hairstyle that she's rocking right now. Let me just go back for a second. I know this has nothing to do with my video, but I just had to say this.
Americans and about American voters.
She rocking in this video. It's so much better than that blonde wig she was wearing. But anyway, I digress. My bad. I apologize. check this out. So then I'm watching Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo again, another guy, Democratic plant as far as I'm concerned. He has, I'll give him his just due. If you listen to a lot of the interviews that he's been doing recently, he has been kind of running middle of the road in terms of his comments. I mean, he's been critical of Democrats. He's been critical of Republicans on both sides. I would say pretty squarely. I think we still know where he's going to go, but I'll give him his due. But here's what he had to say.
The bar has gotten so low that my hope is that for all you guys at home who are watching this, you saw a guy who's a sick man and you saw a guy who's arguably a bad man on the stage at the same time. And I really hope the conclusion is a resounding, we have to do better than this. These two men are an embarrassment to the United States of America. That debate was an embarrassment. I actually felt bad for the moderators. I don't even know what there was to follow up on. They weren't making any sense. Trump, too. When he's not making things up, he's making things worse. He didn't say a single positive thing about the United States of America, except that he's great the whole night. And Biden is clearly past it.
There it is again. I mean, they are coming for Joe Biden, which it's about time. You know, I mean, we've been watching the man in slow decline for so long. I mean, can we acknowledge it and stop pretending like this man is just as sharp as he was 15 years ago? And then I'm going to end on this. No, I got two more clips. We're going to go here because they brought out, you know, Vice President Kamala Harris. And you know what she's going to say. Well, let's watch it anyway.
CNN's John King has described a panic inside the Democratic Party right now because of President Biden's performance in tonight's debate. He's been hearing from Democratic lawmakers and others around the country. Some within your own party are wondering if President Biden should even step aside. What do you say to that?
Listen, first of all, what we saw tonight is the president making a very clear contrast with Donald Trump on all of the issues that matter to the American people. Yes, there was a slow start, but it was a strong finish. And what became very clear through the course of the night is that Joe Biden is fighting on behalf of the American people, on substance, on policy, on performance.
I mean, can you say that you are not concerned at all having watched the president's performance tonight?
It was a slow start. That's obvious to everyone. I'm not going to debate that point. I'm talking about the choice in November. I'm talking about one of the most important elections in our collective lifetime. I got that this is the afterplay for the debate, this conversation that I'm in, and I understand why everyone wants to talk about it. But I think it's also important to recognize that the choice in November between these two people that were on the debate stage involves extraordinary stakes. And there's one person on that stage who has the endorsement of their vice president, and that's Joe Biden.
So, I mean, as we can expect, she got up there and she defended President Biden to a T. Of course she would have. I mean, what else is she going to say? You know, what I found hilarious, though, is that was that talking point. I saw that talking point repeated on multiple stations after the debate. He had a slow start, but a strong finish. I saw the debate. I missed the beginning. So I did follow up and I saw one of those beginning clips where he talked about 5 different things that had nothing to do with one another. And so I missed the beginning. I actually saw more of the end, and I'm like, if the end was better than the beginning, my goodness, how bad was it? But they had that tagline. It was a slow start, but a strong finish. These people crack me up, man. What were y'all watching? And then here's my last clip I want to play. Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart, everybody knows who Jon Stewart is, but I thought his take here was hilarious.
Let me just say, after watching tonight's debate. Both of these men should be using performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh, I thought that was hilarious. Let's keep going.
I'm sorry. Both. As much of it as they can get, as many times a day as their bodies will allow. If performance-enhancing drugs will improve their lucidity, their ability to solve problems, and in one of the candidates' cases, improve their truthfulness, morality, and malignant narcissism, then suppository away. Guess what, everybody? They should be taking whatever magical drugs can kick their brains into gear, because this ain't Olympic swimming. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he solved the Middle East, but he was doping, so it doesn't count. There's going to be an asterisk next to his presidency. And by the way, if those drugs don't exist, if there aren't actually performance-enhancing drugs for these candidates, I could sure use some recreational ones right now, because this cannot be real life. It just can't. We're America. Gosh.
And that's all my clips for today. But I love that Jon Stewart clip. I think it perfectly summarizes at least how I feel. And I feel like there's a lot of Americans that feel the same way. I don't care what you say, man. If we can't be honest and acknowledge that Joe Biden is clearly in decline and that it's a travesty that we would put a elderly man in decline clearly and nominate and say he's the best of the best of what we have to offer from a Democratic perspective. We're not even talking Republican right now. We're just saying from a Democratic nominee perspective, you're going to tell me this clearly declining 80-something-year-old man is the best candidate to be president. That is a joke. And shame on us for watching this mess and going, oh, he's still better than Trump. What? The man looked like he got dementia. And you're going to tell me this is better than Trump? Now, again, I'm not one of these super Trump guys. It's not who I am. Do I think Trump is better than Biden? Yes, I do think Trump is better than Biden. But am I like, oh, yeah, MACA? No, not doing that. Not doing that. But just the lack of acknowledgement on that part is another reason why, one, I don't trust any party. I don't trust the Democrats. I don't trust Republicans. But when I'm watching this man, in my opinion, I know he's not being forced. I know, as far as I'm concerned, this was the back deal. This is the back deal. He had to sit behind, and he had to get behind the young black senator, and he had to sit there for 8 years and pretend like he didn't feel like he was a better qualified candidate than the young black senator. And so, as a part of the deal, this is my opinion, that, it's part of the deal. He was promised to be the nominee at some point, and then promised that he, just like he sat behind the young black senator for two terms, he was promised that he was going to get his 2 terms. And so, his 2 terms came at 80 or whatever, but that was the promise. Let's go with it. But come on, man. This is a joke. This is a joke that we're out here pretending like if he wins, he's going to actually be able to serve 4 more years. It's a joke. And then on the other side, that is my biggest criticism of Donald Trump. Is Donald Trump is one of the biggest narcissists I have ever seen in my entire life. The man, I'm sure he believes when he goes to the bathroom, it smells like potpourri. So, like, the man is a true narcissist. And so, in my opinion, I don't believe anybody over the age of 75 should be running for president. And so on that basis alone, I'm going to disqualify Donald Trump. Okay? There's got to be 50 and 60-year-olds in this country who are just as qualified as these two gentlemen. And the fact that we haven't found them, building them up, shame on us. Because this is a representation of who we are. And the fact that we are representing ourselves with two 80-year-olds as the best candidates in a country of over 300 million people to run this country is a travesty. Travesty it is. And so I don't know where this is going. You know, we're going to go into November. More than likely, these are going to be our choices. But shame on us. Because that debate, it was bad. I don't care how you slice it. It was bad. We got to do better. And on that note, I'm B. Period, and I'm out.